the Slime Media with one Mr. Slime Media right here. This right here is my review on Snowfall, the series finale. And what I say, what a finale, what an ending. I'm gonna talk about it, bear with me, discuss. I know the graphics ain't really good like it usually, my background really good like it usually is, but this right here is my review on it. And wow, I'm gonna talk about why they ended the series the way they did, how they did with Franklin Saint. So, as I was talking about, pretty much the show ends with Franklin Saint, with pretty much with Franklin trying to get the money back from Teddy. And remember, Cece shoots Teddy, ends up killing him right before he's finna make this transaction to get the money. Once she tells him, "Oh, Alton's dead," so Franklin's upset. He's trying to figure out, where Cece's at, where she's locked up at, and all that, everything. So he goes to Leon and asks Leon for more money. Now people ask this: why is Leon asking him for money? Why is Leon, why is Leon didn't give him the money that he needed and all that and everything? Leon already said it was because of Sissy and everything that she was giving him a way out, saying that was his way to get himself off his feet. She was gonna take the fall for everything and all that because she loved Franklin regardless whether he's rich, broke, or anything. She wanted him out this game. Both her and Jerome wanted him out the game and everything like that. They didn't really want no part of it. They wanted him out the game. So so pretty much right here is we get pretty much part of the story right here we get is that Franklin just is like Franklin just like, hey, everything I did for you, you should give me the money now. But you got to recognize too as well. Leon gave him the money for Leon. Leon already had gave him money already for Gustavo to get out because Gustavo already had left and fled the scene, everything like that. Because Gustavo to me kind of seemed like he had the best ending out of everybody almost, and all that. Him and Leon, which I'll talk about as well, they kind of both of those two had pretty much the best ending out of all of them. So but he already gave the money to Gustavo, so Leon's like, I'm not giving you more money and everything and all. So that's why he was like, that's another reason why he didn't give Franklin the money again, because it seemed like it was just controlling the money consumed. That's how Sissy felt as well. Sissy felt like the money was pretty much was controlling him and everything. So she felt like it was changing, turned to a different monster. So also as well, he dropped the other guy off with the CIA, with the feds and everything like that, dropped him off and left him. So now him and his wife, Frank, him and his wife, they're both trying to figure out what the next move is and everything like that. So she's trying to sell off the properties and everything like that. Cause one of the guys, he ends up coming to Franklin's house, famous actor, I forgot his name, he's been in a lot of stuff. He was just in The Shy as well. He's always in a lot of stuff. So he was talking to him and Franklin tells his wife, he was talking to him. He said, "Oh, Franklin was telling the guy, nah, we're not into that and everything like that." So this was the last part. This is when his wife just was completely over the edge and decided to run off with the baby and everything. And Franklin never sees from her or hears from her again for like a few years or so. He threatened her about her, making business transactions, trying to set up purpose out of it. But that's what she was trying to do to get all the money back and everything like that. Since they have no money, since Teddy's died, Teddy's got killed and everything and all, so he can't get his money back. So, boom. Boom. Now next part of it we get he goes to the bank and he's trying to this when he starts seeing him drink a lot. He's starting to drink a lot. Franklin never used to drink. He's starting to drink a lot. So they hitting that sun when he started drinking a lot. So he drinks. Franklin over here drinking, and he's at the bank and he asked the guy, hey, about transferring some money out. Then he said, oh, you didn't talk to such and such. Didn't y'all make a play and all that money? And he looking like, dang, wow. So he just like, dang, oh, his wife took all the money out and everything like that. Well, his girl, I should say, took all the money out. So now he's like, oh man, dang. So he's upset when it comes to that. So that's why I just like, dang. So when that happens, now he's just like, dang. We see like a 4 month later. It's about he also as well try to get the house back from Sissy, but she just has no despair, no remarks for him. She just feels like, has nothing to say to him. She feels like he's gone. She tells Leon when they had a conversation, Franklin is totally gone. My son is just lost now and everything. Because he's trying to get her to sell the house, pretty much sell the house and everything, so he gets some money back and everything like that. He bought the house for her, and she just has no remarks, nothing to say, and all. Also, we have a heartfelt moment with Leon and Cece when one of the very emotional moments. You shed a tear for this when she says, you were one of my biggest surprises. Frank is one of my biggest letdowns. You're one of my biggest surprises. So I was just looking at the time, making sure I gotta get ready to work in a few hours. So still with y'all on this video. she just, she tells him that, and just like as the audience and you see the music play, you're just like, wow, dang, everything that Leon did and everything, especially after he killed that kid and everything like that when he's beefing with Scully and all them, it changed him in terms of a different person. One to end up getting clean and him, and one to end up leaving and flying out the country and everything like that. So hopefully in the spinoff, I'll talk about this later on video. Hopefully in the spinoff we see what goes on with Lee and Wanda and everything like that. Talk about later on this video what Lee is up to and everything, but that's just a heartfelt moment they had between each other. They became closer, when Leon was on the run and everything, and ducked off when he had killed Scully's child and everything. So they became closer to that. So after that, you're just like, man, dang. But yes, as well, also as well, like, 4 months later, we go to it. We see that, Franklin's on the phone. He's just trying to, figure stuff out about the house, about doing about the taxes on the house and everything he owes, and trying to figure out how to pay the money and all that. So he calls up one guy trying to figure out where his girl's at with their child. He said she's supposed to have the baby like a few weeks ago. He said, no, we have no word from her, know where she's at or anything. So he gives him one information about one person looking for. We finally see Peaches. We finally figure out where Peaches is at. This whole time we're trying to figure out where Peaches is at. So we finally see where Peaches is at about, the money he stole from. He ended up stealing $3 million from Franklin. $3 million, I tell you. I'm like, dang, he stole $3 million from Franklin. No, $4 million. $4 million from Franklin. So Franklin comes, he asks where the money is and everything like that. And of course, the audience, the money's probably gone. The guy probably spent all money on drugs and all that because he's laid down to hear him. So they get into a shootout with each other. Franklin ends up killing him. And he looks hard and he finds a safe, but he doesn't know how to get it. So this is the most saddest moment. This one just like, dang. Franklin calls the guy. Franklin ends up calling the guy about like calling the people, hey, can I open the safe? I forgot the lock to it, open the safe. And this Mexican guy, Hispanic guy, just comes in and just trying to help out and all that. Then one of the junkies that live in the house was coming in as well while Franklin is in the guy doing it. Franklin ends up killing him as well and all that. So the guy opens up the safe and Franklin sees how much money it is. The guy counts it. And they number, he said $12,000. And I ain't know until I see somebody from TikTok did. That's how much he started off with back in the game. Franklin started off with $12,000. That's what Javier gave him. Javier only gave him, when he first started selling bricks, gave him 12 bands. So, and that's what he's back up with, back to where he started. After that, that was like so deep, like you're like, whoa. So he's back to where he started at with $12,000. So you're just like, as an audience, you're just like, oh wow, okay. And all that. Of course, me and a lot of us, we would have kept that $12,000, probably would have been on his way and could have done something with the money and all that, but just like he's back to where he started and just drove him downhill from there and everything. So, also as well, I forgot about with another thing with the videos as well. We didn't see no Scully. That's the only thing I'm talking about that. Maybe we'll find out about that where he's at during the spinoff because actually Scully and the actor that plays him, I like the actor a lot. So I'm surprised we didn't see where he's up to, where he's been at about his story, but we didn't really see that at all throughout this episode and all that. So, but now we go back to Louie. We see Louie is on the run. She's hanging out on this farm, and the DAs and all that are looking for her and everything like that about being a drug trafficker. She's decked off, just on the run, just, pretty much just has to, lay low and all that and everything and all. Because she's pretty much not really much left for anything or anything like that since Jerome got killed and all that. So, so that's pretty much going on with her, which she don't feel bad for Louie at all. Like anybody on TikTok, nobody's feeling bad for Louie because she caused a lot of problems that have happened, especially with Jerome getting killed. That really was kind of all her fault. She the one did all that. So, So, but also with Scavo, like I said, Scavo had the best in everybody. He's out the country teaching kids how to box, how to train. He has a phone call from his wife, and his wife telling him they're in North Carolina, they're safe and everything like that. I don't know if he can end up being with his family or anything like that, going back to the States and being with his family or anything like that. But, maybe eventually he can, but he knows his family's safe and they're doing well. So that's why Gustavo had probably one of the best endings out of everybody. Now we get to Leon. We see Leon, he's out here trying to give back to community because all the community, everything he's done to damage the community, he's doing well, he's doing fine. He goes back to the neighborhood, see the couple new young guys over there and everything. They go to Franklin's house. They say, yeah, somebody stays there if you call that living. And we see Franklin just straight looking sad, looking bad, drunk, alcoholic, and everything. Pretty much the main thing of this episode was, the main thing of seeing this was he's exactly what his father used to be. That's what's so crazy about it. He pretty much turned it, everything he had about his father, he ended up becoming him. That's what was so, that was so messed up about it and all everything like that. So he ended up becoming him. So that's sometimes it's like that. You are, you end up becoming your daddy's child regardless and everything. He ended up becoming a drunk, homeless bum and all. And I'll talk further about that. So he talks about everything that's been going on, everything like that. He finally did hear back from his girl, and she said she had the kid and everything, and like, let him live a different life and a good life. But he don't know if he'll ever see him or anything like that, see his child or anything like that. So also, it's where they do a big shout to John Singleton. They show, when they walk past, they show them shooting Boys in the Hood. Because pretty much, I tell people, the movie Boys in the Hood came out in 1991, and obviously they started filming it in 1990. So I guess, like I said, this actually takes, the 80s is when the crack hit, so the whole TV show series, it takes place in the 80s. And now this right here is in the 90s. We're in 1990. And, like I said, the crack era has pretty much ended since then. So pretty much in 1990, that's where we're at, and we see, they're shooting Boys in the Hood. So they give a big shout out with John Singleton, that them showing them shooting Boys in the Hood, and Franklin makes jokes saying, y'all ain't gonna win no Oscar and all that. So he finally, even, and then also too, at the same gas station Frank used to work in when he was talking to me. Somebody showed on TikTok too in the first episode when he said he just didn't like drinking or anything like that. That same gas station he used to work at, he's going in there asking Leon for $10 to get him a drink and all that. And I'm like, dang, it just, you know what I'm saying? You just almost be like, dang, it just, everything goes full circle. Everything just comes back full circle. And you're like, wow. And all that. And then towards the end, you see the police raiding, not raiding, but police, coming into the house for unpaid, taxes on everything, unpaid property taxes on the house and everything. So he ends up losing the house and everything like that. And, he pretty much tells Leon, I'm free now. That's all he wanted from the first episode they showed us on TikTok, the first season he talked about when he said to Mel. All he wanted was freedom. And that's what these guys say. I'm not living by my way or their way. I'm living by my own. I'm free. Ain't no more chains on me no more. It's like, wow, so deep. It's just like so deep how the writers really did this, brought everything so back together in full circle. People didn't like they turned Franklin into this, but this is real life. This is how it happens. You end up dead, like Jerome did, end up dead right before Jerome was finna get out his way, make one last deal when he talked to his homeboy. And his homeboy was just telling him, I got people expect me to come home tonight. I can't, deal with this. That's when Jerome was just like, yo, man, just like bumping. That's when Jerome was just like, I want out this game, I want out this lifestyle. But of course, Louis didn't want out and everything like that. That's why, of course, a lot of people don't like Louis. Nobody feels sorry for Louis. But yes, Jerome ended up dead and everything. Cece ends up in prison. Of course, she did that for Franklin, giving him a way out and a better motive by her taking the fall for everything. So Cece ends up dead. Ends up in jail on trip. Jerome's up dead. Cece ends up in prison. So, Cece, like I said, that was her way of giving Franklin a way out. To take that way he ain't had to do no time. She take the fall for everything. So, and then you end up Franklin, which is the worst reality of all. You just end up everything coming down on you, and you just lose it all, and just become strung out or anything. And he just an alcoholic bum then. That's pretty much what he turns into and what becomes. And it's just like, wow. And that's why this ending is so realistic, probably one of the best endings we've seen from a drug dealing movie, drug dealing TV series, because it's like, it's so realistic. That really happens to a lot of people. People like that used to be this, they used to have all this, and now it's like, they got nothing, they just bums, and then they ain't doing nothing no more. So it's like, wow, and all that, went from being this main dude, Franklin Saint, the OG and all, to see it all just crashed and burned down on him. It just, wow, it makes you want to watch the whole first season of it and then just come right back, you know what I'm saying? The whole first season of it, just go right back to it, see everything he went through, everything he did, just for all of it to burn down on him and everything. I know, and like I said, only two people really had a good ending, Leon and Gustavo. That's the only people that really had a good ending of it. Leon ended up changing his ways, turning his life around and everything like that. Franklin, he the one never wanted out. Like I said, Franklin, of course, never really had to do anything. His mom was loving the rich, poor, broke. Jerome didn't want this life for him. She wanted him to have a better life and everything. So rather than not, she wanted him to go to school and everything and all. And Leon was going to be his dog till the wheels fall. That was his loyal dog. he didn't care. He was gonna be down for him, whatever. But Leon was the one that was always really was like the main hitter. When we saw from the first 3 seasons, Leon was the main hitter. So it's just a shock to see now. Like, of course, Leon is the one that really was the one that turned his life around. Just so much how the role reverses changed. So, man, and like I said, that's why makes Snowfall so much better than Power, because Snowfall is more realistic than how Power is. I like Power more. I'm entertained by it. I'm really enjoying Tariq's spinoff season 3, especially this last episode. But it's kind of not realistic how it is and everything like that. Raising Cain is probably the more realistic one out of all the Power Book series. Raising Cain is. That's why I say to me that's probably the best one, and all. But Power's not, like I said. Power's just not that realistic. Like Snowfall is straight up realistic. It's real life. That's why I just shocked you, because it's so real. Everything about it was so real. That's why a lot of people have. Some people have mixed reviews about it. Some people are like, dang, that's just real though. That's really what happens. You can lose it all. So I loved it. I enjoyed it, man. I actually watched that series finale like actually twice, man. Just to see like, dang, how it all just crashing down on him and everything. And I just wanted to pick up little pieces of and everything like that before I did this video. And I know if you're watching my video, I know you already seen it. And if you haven't seen it, you're probably not going to watch the series finale at all if you haven't watched the series finale yet. But series finale is something serious. It was, man. But good series, probably series. R.I.P. John Singleton. You got a class with this TV series. Because like I said, to me, this was kind of like an origin of Boys in the Hood story. It's kind of like, we got the Boys in the 2-hour movie, but this is like the TV show, TV series of that Boys in the Hood universe, I should say. John Singleton pretty much gave us that. A TV series of the Boys in the Hood universe. So, that's what we got. And like I said, a spinoff come with Wanda, so we'll get more of that. So, hopefully we get more answers about other characters and all that. Might see from some familiar faces coming that spinoff. Also, Leon said him and Wanda are together, but him and Wanda are doing music and Wanda's actually doing music and everything. So we'll see how that happens, how she ends up doing music and all and everything. So that's what he also tells Franklin. Asks Franklin what's up with him and Wanda. So they end up doing, she's doing music. So hopefully that spinoff, we see with her doing music and everything. Might get cameos of like actors playing rappers and all that were big in the 90s, because hip hop was invented in the 80s, but to me I always say 90s was probably hip hop's most golden year, the 90s. That's when like everything was just out, all the classics, all the classic albums, everything, all the classic artists and everything came out in the 90s. So we're just gonna see how that goes. So but like I always say, if you like the content, please don't hesitate to hit like subscribe button. This is Sly Media. Like I said, this is my review on Power Book. I mean, not Power Book, I'm tripping. This is my review on Snowfall, the series finale. I'm tripping. I was just talking about Power Book, that's why. But this is my review on Snowfall, the series finale. Good episode. John Singleton, like I said, R.I.P. You got your hit with this one, man. This right here is going to be a class, I think, from 10 years down the road. People going to talk about Snowfall like they talk about The Wire. I believe that, because this right here was something very, very good. Very, very good. Snowfall. But like I said, y'all have a good night. I keep on saying this. My videos on Mario and the Air movie are coming. They're coming next week, for sure, for sure. My reviews on Snowfall and Air. I mean, not Snowfall. My reviews on the Super Mario movie and the movie Air are coming tomorrow. I probably will do it tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow evening, I will do reviews on Mario and also as well the Air movie. So stay tuned for both of them. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe wherever you at. This is Sly Media. I'm out.